For update for July 11th, because a couple things have happened over the last couple weeks. So first we're going through a reimagining of what the color scheme is going to be. You'll notice that there are less solid blacks and solid whites. There's less contrast in general, and it appears a little less harsh. It also supports the style that we want to go for. You see in Dove there's kind of like subtle contrast. And when the UI was very harsh, it took away from that. So we kind of refocused back to the art that inspired this. The Premade selection has been redesigned. You see a little graph that shows players very quickly what the decks are. You can hover, you can learn a little bit about the cards. A lot of this text is probably going to change. Mia has also been finished as a piece of art. Her full art and her emote. I think it looks great. Happy to start doing some writing and working on this. And then there's a bunch of UI changes that I won't go fully into. One card that has changed, Conquer, kind of new. What it did before just wasn't like working. It was kind of a response to meta, but it didn't really feel in place and it didn't feel like it supported anything healthy. So it was a 5/2 with visible that would boost by the cost of the next card in this story. So in theory, this supports the vision archetype because you can see how much mana they've played already, and then you think like, oh, I'll play this if they haven't played much mana, if they're just kind of stalling. Or I could play this as a part of a combo, but neither of those really introduced anything interesting, and it felt like a coin flippy card. So the way that it is now supports Rebirth a little bit, and in general is pretty interesting in Vision decks. It also kind of supports decks like Uprising or decks that create, works in Birth decks, works in the sub-archetype of Vision, which is creating cards in the opponent's hand. So all of these things are great, and that's very exciting. Access got buffed. This is now very playable. It doesn't really create any new archetypes, like a hyper thin final form list that has like 6 cards that it boils down to. Already existed in many forms. Access slots into those pretty well. Those feel pretty dominant in this meta. You have a lot of other late game decks, like there are pet decks, there are Paramountcy decks that are all viable. I think Hyperthin's just like one of the easier ones to think up and then build. You just throw a lot of cards with fleeting in, and you like pick the 6 cards that you want to boil down to. And this supports, for example, Heron a lot, because Heron is good to be in the final 6 cards, and it's also very good with fleeting. So maybe something for us to tweak balance-wise, because it's good for there to also be aggro and mid-range, etc. decks that are viable. Other changes, there's now this loading screen that just shows the art a little bit better. This is just another opportunity to take advantage of really nice art. There's also a results screen. I could show if I lost very quickly. While this is happening, oh, did I quit? Oops. While this is happening, I guess thinking through the final 2 months of development. So the rest of the cards are going to have sketches for them. Everything is going to have a watercolor background, but those will fit into kind of themes. So you have the bird's sky is going to be used across a couple different birds. So you see it on Dove, but slight variations on that are going to appear among a lot of cards that fit into that group. And then there will be final art similar to Dove. So this is the results screen. You can see who won and by how many points in each of the rounds. You'll also see both of the character portraits, and you can see if you won or lost. You can look at the game board, you can watch the replay. I guess that's new too. You could play again with the same deck, or you could exit to the deck builder. So this just feels like better, more in line with the aesthetic and goals of the game. I think some sort of effect to highlight which player has won is going to get added, because that's pretty important. There's also now confirmation, and what else? I think that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. In the next couple weeks, what's going to happen? So tutorial is the big thing that still needs to happen, and then playtesting for the single player, because I guess for the game to get some use, it needs something that's not just you playing with a friend or you playing hoping to queue up into someone, because there really isn't that critical mass of people. And so there's a lot of content in the single player, but making sure that it's fun and then trimming away kind of the edges of that is what's going to happen next. Thanks for watching. Bye.